Greatest NBA trades that almost happened. One major trade is all that's needed to change a franchise's future in the NBA. Each franchise hopes to make the right move that can ascend them to greater things. Trades like James Harden to the Houston Rockets, Kawhi Leonard moving to the Toronto Raptors, and the Boston Celtics getting multiple first-round picks for Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce all showed this in recent memory. However, a more fascinating aspect of this is the trades that never came. Quite a few franchises had deep discussions about making a big move that never came to fruition. These trades would have certainly changed the course of NBA history. Who knows what the NBA would look like nowadays if these trades happened? Find out what moves you may not have heard about that came close to happening. The following rumored trades would have changed the NBA forever. Dirk Nowitzki for Shaquille O'Neal. The Lakers ultimately denied the trade request, demanding Dirk Nowitzki in return for Shaq's services. Considering the Mavericks made it to the finals in 2006 and won 67 games in 2007, a trade to get Shaq would have likely placed them as championship contenders for many years to come. The greatest weakness of the mid-2000s Dallas Mavericks was a perceived lack of toughness and the hole they had at the center position. It's important to stress out that even in his 30s, Shaq was still the best center in the league and even an MVP candidate for the first couple of years while playing for the Miami Heat. He made an additional 4 All-Star appearances during that period. The question remains if O'Neal was paired with Dirk Nowitzki in his prime, who eventually won the 2007 MVP, would the Dallas Mavericks become a dynasty from 2004 onwards? The issues between Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal grew worse each season, from 2002 to 2004. Los Angeles Lakers management realized they had to deal with one of the two after losing in the 2004 NBA Finals and traded the older Shaq to the Miami Heat. Cuban remained loyal to Nowitzki, and it ended up being the right move since he spent his entire career there with a more meaningful NBA championship victory in 2011. Chris Paul for Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. Chris Paul confirmed a long-standing rumor that the Golden State Warriors almost traded 2 future legends for him. The entire league wanted to take their best chance at acquiring Paul when he demanded a trade from the New Orleans Pelicans. Golden State offered Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson both early in their careers, before the rise to stardom for the superstar point guard. Paul did not commit to signing an extension with the Warriors, and that ended all talks completely. It's sometimes hard to remember that before the Warriors were dominating the NBA, the team was so mismanaged that its fans booed owner Joe Lacob through the jersey retirement ceremony of franchise great Chris Mullin. You can only imagine how loud the boos would be now if Curry and Thompson achieve the success they've seen with the Pelicans. Former Warriors general manager Larry Riley has since denied the team had any discussions about trading Curry or Paul at the time. But Paul went on to confirm the story from his side during an appearance on Interrupted's After Party. "Yeah, I remember it. True story," Paul said when asked about the Curry-Thompson offer. "That happened with a few teams. I actually never wanted to come out west. I'm born and raised on the East Coast, you know what I mean? So I never was crazy about LA and all that, until I finally got out here and lived out here. At that time, all I knew really about the Bay is I had been there to play the games, and everything was just so hilly, and I just thought about Full House." Paul would later go on to be traded to the Los Angeles Clippers in a deal that sent Eric Gordon, Chris Kaman, Al-Farouq Aminu, and a draft pick that eventually became Austin Rivers to New Orleans. The Warriors would go on to win 3 championships with 2 of the greatest three-point shooters of all time. It's hard to imagine what would have happened if Curry and Thompson ended up in New Orleans, but the Warriors might still want to send a gift basket to Paul. Ralph Sampson for Michael Jordan. The Blazers are infamous for passing on Michael Jordan in the 1984 draft, but so did the Houston Rockets, twice. The Rockets entered the 1984 draft with the number 1 pick, and the Portland Trail Blazers had the 2nd overall selection.
Get the attention you deserve with a custom neon sign. We offer handmade neon signs. Our process is simple. Visit our website, glonio.com, and click Custom Neon Builder for an on-demand experience. Start typing your custom text, choose a font, color, and size. We will handle the rest by handcrafting your LED neon. We also produce high-quality neons to match your business logo by completing the form on our Business Neons page.
A trade that would have sent 1983 Rookie of the Year Ralph Sampson to the Blazers for the 2nd pick in the 1984 draft had been discussed. With the Rockets holding the number 1 pick and many prognosticators speaking highly of the draft, the Rockets kicked around the idea, but for some reason did not make the move. The Blazers wanted a center and liked Sam Bowie, but they loved Sampson and have gone on record saying they would have taken the trade. The trade would have put Houston in position to draft not only Hakeem Olajuwon, who they would select 1st overall, but also Michael Jordan or even Charles Barkley. The Rockets decided to stand pat and buck history. Sampson's career would be ravaged by injuries, and Jordan's would be marred by championships. The Rockets got 2 rings, but imagine how many they could have had if they rolled with Jordan. James Harden for Klay Thompson. When Thunder general manager Sam Presti made the controversial decision to shop James Harden for financial purposes, the Warriors were his first call, but the trade never went anywhere. Golden State were trying to dump players OKC didn't want, and OKC wanted picks Golden State didn't have. Had the trade been completed, Harden wouldn't have received his chance to be the #1 guy, at least not for another year or two. The Warriors might never have become a true dynasty without their current collection of selfless and neatly fitting pieces. Another team could have won the title in 2015, 2017, and 2018. LeBron could have snatched 1 or 2 of those titles to move closer to MJ, and Klay Thompson might not have won any rings at all. Stephen Curry for Andrew Bogut. Concerned that Curry's famously fickle ankles would eventually betray him for good, the Warriors once considered trading their future golden child to Milwaukee in exchange for Andrew Bogut. The trade never went ahead because the Bucks medical staff didn't think Curry's ankles would hold up, according to Bucks co-owner Mark Lasry, who this year told The Athletic, "I think we got rid of that medical staff when we bought the team." The Warriors acquired Bogut a few months later anyway, without giving up Curry, and the two of them went on to develop some top-notch chemistry. Kobe Bryant to Chicago. Few remember the Laker great Kobe Bryant went on to tell any and everyone he wanted out of LA in the summer of 2007. Even fewer realized just how close he was to being out. Bryant wanted Chicago, and Chicago wanted him. Had this been any other player in the world, a trade would have been done and completed within the week. Yet this was not just any player, and this was not just any franchise. The Lakers don't give greatness away, they acquire it. So, faced with the excruciating task of trying to rid their organization of one of the NBA's all-time greats, the Lakers found a way to keep Bryant. In an effort to keep the decade's most polarizing player, the Lakers found the player Bryant wanted to keep in Chicago and continued to ask for him. Bryant's pride would not allow him to go to the Bulls and fail, so he wanted the cupboard as stacked as possible. To Bryant, the Bulls had to still be in position to compete with good players after the trade. The Lakers showed their testicular fortitude once again. They politely let Bryant know he could bounce if he so chooses, but they were going to gut any team he went to so badly that said team would not be able to win for years to come. That, my friend, is gangster in its purest form. You want out? Well, leave. But until you do right by me, everything you touch will fail. Bryant backed off his demand, and the Lakers gave him trusted soldier Derek Fisher, and then Paul Gasol. The rest is, shall we say, water under the bridge. Scottie Pippen for Shawn Kemp. After trading Scottie Pippen for Olden Polynice on draft night in 1987, the Sonics almost lured Pippen back 7 years later. The proposed trade, which would have been a straight swap for Shawn Kemp, was discussed during Jordan's first retirement and had monumental future implications. The main one being that had Chicago shipped Pippen out of town, MJ might have never returned for his second three-peat with the Bulls. He said exactly that when former ESPN reporter J.A. Adonde got hold of him at All-Star Weekend in 2018. Quite an impressive feat, considering chasing Jordan for interviews usually proves about as fruitful as chasing Bigfoot. Probably not, Jordan said. I could have played with Shawn, but I wouldn't have been as comfortable as I was with Scottie. It's pretty wild to think Chicago winning 6 championships hinged on Seattle whiffing on Pippen twice. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thanks for tuning in.